Trying to adjust things, make it comfortable, hoping the live stream works, hoping some of you catch me. Don't mind, I've got this wind Native American thing going on right now, you see, because it's super windy here today. And so that's part of why I'm worried about this live stream actually working. Hello to everybody. Thank you for continuing to view my videos. Springtime is about over. Service has gone back to normal. And you can tell because I'm able to talk to you. I want to talk about something that I'm very passionate about that also bothers me a shit ton. This is renters and their dogs. What's up? It's Cosmos. I have been dealing with this on a Facebook page. Speaking of which, what's up, Oliver? Hi, Beanie. Oh, I'm so happy to see you guys. The Dogs Are Garbage Facebook page has some kind of troll or something going on in it. Hi, Vox. And we're having all kinds of problems. I got a ban. They turned into this one. They turned in 2 or 3 other people. Okay, yeah. So this is a big thing. So I was like, if I'm gonna try to do a live, I'll talk about it. What's up, Matt? Good to see you. Hi, Asher. Yes, service sucks. We got Starlink actually. Friend of mine and I are starting a small business in my extra house. Doing an internet cafe, but I could talk about that forever. I'm gonna shut the hell up, and we'll see how well the site goes. I am healing well. But I got hit in the nose as well and in the arm. For those of you who don't know, Beanie knows because her and I talk. I had a very unfortunate incident at work the other day and got hurt pretty fucking bad. So I have like surgical sutures. I, of course, didn't go to the hospital holding my leg together because there's a massive gash. What's up, Kathleen? Good to see you. So I'm healing. I'm fine. I've been working. I did like 3 jobs today. It's not like I slow down. So let's get on topic. Okay, I just cleaned another house yesterday that had dogs in it, and it was a friend of mine's house. And she says, "Hey, look, can you check out this house and clean it up, please? It's a nightmare. It's a mess in there. I need help." And and I said, "Yeah, let me go check it out, and I'll give you an estimate." And I've been doing shit like this, hoarding situations, remodeling homes, fixing them, the better part of like my life, specifically my adult life. And I got to this house. And so I live in a nice area. That's part of why my service is fucked up between the summer and the spring. We have a lot of people who come into town to vacation. Most of the houses in our area are empty during the summer. No one wants to be here for their 115-degree heat, but they all want to be here for spring break and for winter, which works out perfectly. So everybody just remember in the future, I will be taking long hiatuses come like November. What's up, Bad? Through November, up until after my birthday was March 27th. So sometime after my birthday every year, I will be hopping back on. Yes, I've been in. It's good pay, Beanie, but it's disgusting. Hey, Google, good to see you. So I walk up to this house, and we're in this nice neighborhood. So I pass all these mansions, and mixed in these mansions, because this is an old town, are like different manufactured homes and single wides. I've missed you, Asher. And I'm walking up, and the first thing I notice is it's a single wide manufactured home that would have been really cute. It's got a beautiful view of the river. What's up, Word? What's up, A-Star? And I'm looking, I'm like, wow, this place would have been so cool, right? And you've got all these like nice neighbors and stuff. And I'm walking up to the door, and I see the door to the porch, and the bottom half of the door has been eaten off. Like it's just gone. And I'm like, oh shit, another dog thing. It's always this dog thing. I don't know about anybody else, but I've personally had to deal with the side effects of these things in multiple ways. We may or may not talk about that in another video. Like I said, I got this John Redcorn thing going on. So I look down the whole bottom half of the door, and I'm like, oh shit. I go to open the door, and it's got a paracord, a tie off. It's from the inside of the knob off to the banister to close the door because it's so fucked it won't shut. So I undo all that, and I open the door, and I'm like, what's up, Mutt Free World? Good to see you. And I open the door, and I look down, and there's just feces and cigarette butts. Just, yeah, if I had the lights off, it would be super blue in here, but I wanted y'all to see me. Shit in cigarette butts. And I'm like, oh no. And I look up, and there's these big sliding glass doors, real nice ones. And there's just shit paw prints all over, okay? And look, I've been doing this a long time. So once I got in the house, and I'll get to that, you can see the transgression, okay, of the transition, excuse me, of when they started with the dogs in the house and then decided to put them out on the porch. And then they kept breaking off the porch because I look around the porch and they've got industrial blue tarps lining the porch because it used to be open, have these like pillars all across the porch. And it had sunscreening on it, and the dogs had eaten through the sunscreening and part of the pillars. And so then what their answer was to go out there and industrial staple blue tarps across all the holes. And you can see where the dogs were eating through that, but they were having a hard time because they did it like real tight. And there's kennels like stuck in these porches, and they're all locked in. Oh, best part is I find all this allergy medication. Yeah, Rock, exactly. I find tons of allergy medication and shit. And I'm like, did you ever stop to think that you can't breathe because you live with a bunch of fucking parasite factories? So I get past the shit covered glass doors and I get inside. And I mean, first thing, all the trimming and baseboard, all is just eaten. Like, and all over. And I've seen a lot of houses, but there were 5 doors in this house that were eaten from the bottom. And they have like a honeycomb in these cheap doors. Like I said, I don't know how many people know about construction, but cheap ass doors, not like your front door, right? Have this honeycomb like lining in them. And the dogs had eaten one side of the door and then gotten inside and eaten all the honeycomb out. And the smell, right? And the carpet's eaten up. And there's just, it's terrible. It's terrible. And one of the worst things about these fucking things, they don't even have a purpose. At least cats like mouse, right? No, there were mice in this house. So these critters are serving no purpose whatsoever. All right, now I'm getting to my point about landlords and renters and tenants, although this is obviously heavily related. I'm just giving you my latest dealings with this. And it took me 5.5 hours to clean this small 2-bedroom single wide. The vents were all filled and clogged with the debris from these dogs. Really strange shit. Yeah, fuck Fluffy. And they are good for catching lead. So it's horrendous. And the person, my friend who owns this place, says, no, we're just done with it. We're so tired of disrespectful tenants. We're tired of the destruction. We're tired of it. We're selling the house. More and more I hear about this. And now people, as you guys probably already know, it's hard to find rental properties these days. People turn everything into Airbnbs. They sell it. People are hesitant to rent out these days. And so I made the comment when I got home, as I was talking to a friend of mine who was watching William, and I said, listen, I don't want to hear another fucking person complain about not having rental properties. I've been renting out my house next door. We're into the second set of tenants. I can't fucking stand it. People are disrespectful. And look at how much damage they cause. You could have rented to this person for a place like this, probably like $800 to $1,000 a month. And you got, $12,000 out of it after a month or a year's lease, right? But they'll cause $25,000 worth of damage. Fuck Fluffy. And these people sit back. And so I was saying all this last night. And ironically, I wake up and Facebook algorithms must have been listening to me because there is a page in a certain area of Arizona. And this person, right away on my phone this morning, I'm looking for a place. I can't find a rental place. I have a dog and he's my rock. He's my rock. We all know. And I can't leave him and I can't get rid of him and I have to find another place. And I'm like, Ashley, you could just shut the fuck up. Or you could make some comments. And so I'm going to read a couple of them to you, okay? I took some early screenshots and this just went on and on. So I made the comment, landlords don't want tenants with dogs for a good reason. As a renter, a landlord, and a business owner that deals with fixing houses after renters leave, I should know. Now remember, I just said I'm a renter too. What's up, Sibby? I'm I would say 1 out of every 10 renters allow their dogs to destroy the home. It's shameful. Now, Sibby had pointed out in the Facebook, because I put this up on our Facebook channel, like the actual conversation, part of it was like, yeah, well, you're being pretty nice by saying 1 out of 10, because I don't even think it's that many. And I'm like, actually, I was trying to be nice. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Rock. Okay. So this bitch, all right, pops up right to the kids. They cannot help themselves. This can't be about dogs, right? Kids cause as much, if not more, damage. Shaking my head. Maybe be selective, but don't write all of us off. I'm willing to introduce my dog, pay a pet deposit. My dog's professionally trained. I'm not one of those reckless, irresponsible owners. I just want to point out that almost all of this was misspelled and the grammar was terrible. Someone else pops in. I agree. And anyone who says otherwise can borrow my 5 kids for a day and tell me how their house looks after that. I said, yeah, kids are destructive. I won't argue that. They don't eat the trim and drywall off of the walls. They don't rip up the carpet and eat it. They don't crap all over the house. Children also don't pull electric wires out of the walls. They also don't cause the same amount of noise pollution. Thing is, children are our future. We need our children. They are not comparable. Sounds like your children, to the person who said that about her 5 kids, could use some discipline. Okay? Someone says, that sounds more like a case of someone that's not checking references, or people will well enough ahead of time. To persecute all animal owners for irresponsibility of a few is just wrong. And someone says, amen. And I said, what's that have to do with anything? We have checked references and then had them get a destructive dog after the fact, bringing into the home, this side note, without permission or with. It doesn't matter. Okay. Then they leave the place in a shambles for someone else to deal with. Now, I'm going to pull up this conversation and catch everybody up with how out of control this got. And people have finally started to shut the fuck up because I make too much sense. We all know that's what it is. And so you can't, keep arguing with me about it when you're not making any fucking sense. Okay. So let me go to the top here and I'll catch everybody up. And this person says, hold up. All right. Another one with excuses. Don't put all dogs into one category. So many have so much to say, but yet do so little in the world. Children are our future. Not if their parents can't afford a place to live. There won't be a damn positive future, but a struggle. Dog is man's best friend. To discriminate and act as if all dogs are destructive is asinine and speaks volumes on your character. I said, the fact that you're comparing the two speaks volumes on your character. Man's best friend. You can think whatever you want. I'm telling you facts. I've been working on houses and renting them out across the country for most of my life, and these are the simple facts. Lady says, dogs don't cause all that damage either. Sounds like trash tenants, probably on drugs or something. Someone else says, I'll agree with that. Kids cause way more damage than pets. Plus, that's what pet deposits are for. You think your measly $500 pet deposit even touches the surface of what you people do? Not to mention materials, and then you've got to pay someone like me to do the fucking work. What's up, BN? Okay, so another broad says, I've had 6 rescued dogs in the last 20 years. All grew to age with us. Not one of them ever destroyed a single thing, inside or out. Someone else says, have you ever had children, Ashley? No matter what a good parent, I am children are children's sweetheart. I told you the grammar's terrible, and I love to point out how bad it is. They get into markers even if kept away from them. They spill drinks even if they're not allowed to have drinks on table. They sneak snack in room even if not allowed to. Potty training boys accept new paint on walls. Kids throw toys in house even if they're disciplined. Things happen with kids. It's called learning for both parent and child. I'm my not perfect person or parent. That God made kids the way he did. And they go on and on and on. And I said, I have a child in my profile picture because someone asked if I'd ever had a child. And I raised my sisters and I've had 2 children myself. I don't allow them to destroy other people's property is all. But the shruggy dude. And I said, no. And to the other lady, I said, no. I do this for a living. Children are in no way, shape, or form will cause the type of damage that dogs do. What's up, WS90? And then I said, listen, you can believe whatever you want. I've been living it for 20 years. It is what it is. Just because you may be responsible with your pet, that doesn't mean everyone else is. If you are one of the few responsible pet owners out there, I applaud you. It doesn't happen often, though. So, this lady who's gone creeping on my Facebook, so then who destroyed your house? She thinks that fire damage house I worked on is mine or something. Who put those holes in the door? Who wrote on your kitchen cabinets? Who made those stains in the carpet? Who put holes in your couch? Who got crumbs all over your car? Who didn't maintain the front of your property? Asking for a friend. Someone else jumps on me. Sounds like those dogs need more training and attention. They think they're so smart. Someone else says it's sad. I had a pit bull for 13 years, and the hoops I had to go through. Finding housing was a joke. Oh, break out your little violin, bitch. Let's hear it. I feel for this woman, and I'll pray that she finds a good place for her and her pooch. I myself admire your dedication to your dog. Excuse me. God. And how you won't get rid of your pet to make life easier for yourself. You seem like a good person, and you deserve a good home. And to anybody else I haven't said hello to, I'm sorry. And I replied to, who said any of that? You've been putting words in my mouth. The last property I worked on was completely destroyed by dogs with very little of the damage coming from children. You ever seen a kid eat a door? How about 5 doors? I think not. They all laugh reacted my comment because this is funny, right? They say, no, see, that was me asking who did all that damage at your house. After a quick review of your pictures of seeing your house, I wondered who did all that damage at your house. Kids or pets? What damage? You guys see my house? My house is great. I ain't no fucking damage. This lady's insane. I said, huh? What pictures? Last house I worked at was damaged by dogs. I have said that a few times now. It just went on and on. So you do a walkthrough. So they said, someone says, so how about if someone approaches to rent who already has a dog? You meet the dog. Not all dogs are destructive. Like, when I rented, all final walkthroughs were done with owner and renter on the spot. It would be very hard not to notice or deal with destruction this way. Just saying. I said, even doing a walkthrough with them, then what? You keep their deposit? Take them to court? It doesn't change the facts. Some people take off before the walkthrough. Most do. I do not understand how you people are trying to make me out to be the bad guy. I'm the one who fixes all the damage done, and I'm the one who often has to pay for it. Hello, stepdaughter. And these fuckers, man, that comment finally shut that thread down. They cannot control themselves. They had to go right to blaming children, right? The comparison to the children, the damage that children cause. Is mind-blowing to me. And so in this post, aside from my comment that everybody obviously hopped on, there were a whole bunch of other landlords that are putting up pictures of the damage they've dealt with because they seen me talking. So they're like, you know what? I've got shit to say too. And so they go, look at this. And one person puts up a picture of the hallway and the tile's been ripped up and there's shit and piss all over it up and down. And he says, this person moved in, said they had one small chihuahua. We generally don't even allow pets, but we were trying to be nice. So we let them move in, but then they moved in another dog. And then another one, and then another relative that wasn't supposed to be living there. And before you know it, the place is fucked up. And these people jumped on him. Well, that's not fair to just judge over the one dog, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, God, how many times can you tell these people, don't you get it? Even if you realistically are that one person that is a good pet owner and wouldn't allow that to happen, you can't admit that most people don't. I did with the same thing with people. Oh, I always leash my dog. Oh, my dog has never bitten anybody. Oh, all of this. And I'm like, that doesn't apply to everyone. They think just because, I've dealt with a lot of hoarders. They think just because their fluffy is friendly or this and that all fluffies are friendly. And, it's my pit bull's so sweet. Yeah, until it's not. And they have the propensity to really harm people. And so this has been in fact, You guys remember the fire damage house that I worked on that they moved the dogs into? And I told my landlord about it, and he made them get rid of them. Um, I just had to fix that whole house. It was fucking destroyed. That's awesome, chef, by the way. And you dirty people own at least one dog. And like I said, is the dogs had destroyed everything. Okay. People are talking about how destructive the children are, right? So I cleaned the kids' room. There were children at this house. There were a couple markings on the wall. Now, remember, I didn't take any pictures of this. So this lady was just saying a lot of crazy shit. There were a couple markings on the wall. Actually, the mother's room was way messier than the children's room. But you know what had happened in the children's room? All the trim board was eaten. The door was eaten. And this wasn't eaten by children. And even the person who owns the house, she's a dog owner. Okay? Work with this lady. And I say to her, man, the thing with the dogs there was way out of control. And I'm explaining it, and she's like, I know, so bad. She says, people are so disrespectful. And I'm like, there, she can say it. Okay. Yeah, Google, I have too. This stuff, the horrors. I have seen some shit in my years on this earth doing different work. And that was part of my point. I'm a renter. I also rent out. This isn't the first time I've rented out to people. Even I can admit that this is out of control. I used to be a dog trainer, as a lot of you know. I had dogs. They were destructive. I didn't have many because I've never really been a fan. I've been an animal trainer, I'm a Jill of all trades, if you will. I've done a lot of shit other than math. This is really not my thing. I'm no good at it. I'm really good at falling out of trees. I learned that the other fucking day. Yeah, the shit, dude. I told you guys the horrific hoarder story that I dealt with the 26 dogs. I've seen some stuff, and this house was a thing. More damage done by the dogs than anybody else, and you could tell there was a bit of neglect on the parents' end, allowing the children to run around and do this and that. Shut up, Fox. Fuck you, man. I'll do what I want. But this was. I'm glad it's over. I got paid pretty well. You get paid pretty well for work like that. Is it worth it? No. I'm so sick of working around it. And for example, the trees that I've been working on, each house, because the trees are in the middle of a property line, there's a house on each side, and both houses have dogs. And it's just so much shit in the ground. I was talking to Vox on the phone when I started the job the other day, and he could hear the aggressive barking, and I'm telling the dog, I'm like, don't bark at a lady with a chainsaw, okay? And he's like, man, what is that? And I'm like, it's this Rottweiler mix dog, and he wants to get out of that fence bad. And I keep telling him, you don't want to get out of that fence, so I'll fuck you up. I'm not in the mood. What's up, Phoenix Hun? And anybody else who's shown up that I haven't been able to say hello to. So yeah, both yards are full of feces and shit. And in fact, when I fell and hurt myself, and there's just blood pouring out everywhere, I'll show you guys the picture. uh, I wanted to just walk away from the yard. Let's see. Yeah, you guys, that's my pants. I wanted to just walk away from the yard, and I couldn't, because if I leave the ladder or any of the equipment down there in the yard, it's going to get pissed and shit all over. So I had to pick everything up and move it before leaving. And it's just disgusting. And actually, it was one of the first thoughts I had after hurting myself was like, how much feces and urine and shit is on this ladder that I just busted myself open on? And it's just, fuck, man, I don't know. So I'll pay you to approach my, I won't even let him breathe near me. No, I'm so tired of it. And I made a lot of money training dogs and animals, horses, and I could have kept making that money, right? And I changed my mind and I didn't. And Now I just work in their feces and shit all fucking I don't know, guys. I am tired. I've been doing a lot of work. I'll be very thankful when the summer comes and I get a chance to take a break. So we'll be back to live streams. I'm avoiding weekends right now, like fuck fluffy Fridays at 5, because uh, that's when people are in town now, is on the weekends, and I don't want service disruptions. I like days like this with no disruptions, right? It's so nice. And so let me look. I know I put some other shit in my phone that I wanted to cover, a couple different comments and things that were taking place on the Facebook page and other spots. So let's see. Where the hell? No, I put some in here. I'll have to look and do another live stream. I'm like ill prepared. But I did stop and go like, I want to make a video. I want to cover a couple things, and so here we are, right? I was like, I really thought there was something else in here, but whatever. We're not going to do a super live long stream tonight. I just wanted to make sure things were going to work. Yes, BN, all dogs do is bark and destroy shit. What's up, Aaron? Justice for Ashley. Exactly. I even God, there's a couple of things I want to talk about that I'm not sure if I should or not. So I've really been questioning myself. A lot of stuff has been going on in the past like 4 months of my hiatus, where I've made like a video here and there and then got interrupted and wasn't able to finish it. See, I've gotten a lot of sun because it's getting warm out, and I've gotten buffer than ever. That's right. It's nice to talk to you guys. I've missed the live streams and talking to everybody, and I have a lot of topics that we're going to cover. As you all know, a lot of shit has been happening, like that girl who got all shredded up by the dogs and didn't even get paid for dog sitting them. And that's IHD has done a great job of covering that. That story is a bit much. That level of, I don't want to call it stupidity, although it is. I want to label it correctly as brainwashing. That level of brainwashing, like that model who got bit and was like, "Oh, I'm not mad at dogs," and we all didn't know because she was quiet about it for a while, right? We were all kind of like questionable, like, is she just not saying it because she's trying to stay like non-biased, right? Or is she? It's good to see you, man. Or is she like, she really hate dogs, and eventually she comes out and's like, I'm not really. And then you got the lady whose face got eaten off, and then the child in the UK. They have had so many attacks there lately. I don't even know how to register it. Anna and I were talking about it the other day. We talk on the phone and do voice clips back and forth, and she's just like, it's just terrible. And then they come up with all of these reasons why the mutt attacked someone. I had a conversation with someone, I want to say it was YouTube, I'm not sure. Shut up. Sorry. Where the girl was like, this and that about her dog and her baby. And I was like, no, dude, like, that's a mutant. And she's like, no, he's a sweet, precious baby. And I'm like, no. And she's all, God created dogs and you should be ashamed of yourself for talking like that. And I said, no, God created wolves, humans mutated them. Yes, there goes Hunter. I love. I'm not gonna worry about that shit. Yeah, some people are like, oh, cat, and some people are like, kitty. I don't judge people as long as we're not dealing with dogs. Hunter, the cat, is not going to maul any children. Now, I'll be honest with you. He annoys the fuck out of me. I can't fucking stand it. But gets along my son, so we're gonna call it a mulligan here. I just can't, guys. It's been a fucking nightmare. It really has. Just a fucking nightmare. And I'm tired. I'm beat the fuck up. I'm wounded. And yeah, we're hitting 100 degrees on Saturday. See, Vox loves the cat. So does everybody else. Yeah, my cats won't kill my kids. Yeah, cats are fine. I'm not opposed. I'm opposed to pet ownership in general. But it's not going to maul anybody. Okay. Oh, have you been pet free since December? Good for you, chef. That's cool. This one had shown up and my son grew way attached to him and now he's here and I can't fucking stand it, but that's not the point. I really can't fucking stand it. I only like functional critters. But whatever, here we are. So let's see. Beanie, could you throw up the Facebook page if you're still here? We'll put that link up. Join the Facebook page and try not to get banned. Someone's been turning us in. I think I have caught the person who's doing it. I could be totally wrong. It's a private Facebook page. We've got a troll in there, so they got me banned, and then they went after a couple other group members, and so yeah, we've been having to play. And soon I'm gonna have to make it where you can't even post unless we approve it, which sucks because we were having a great time and you could post any fucking thing you wanted there, and we had no problems. And then all of a sudden we've got these issues going on. Yeah, my cat lets me vacuum him. Hunter, he's kind of weird. So yeah, we've been, a couple issues, but I think we can work it out. It's gonna be worth it. So I am gonna wrap this up as I don't have a whole bunch of topics to go into other than I wanted to share my story about how crazy that was. And just in the time since I've started this YouTube channel, which we're coming up on a year, but I've been missing all those months. How many houses have I worked on that have been destroyed by dogs? How many dysfunctional customers have I worked with? I had one recently that was like, well, and my dog, and I have this whole concept of what it's like to raise children. And I just went, no, that's a dog. And he's like, I know, but I'm saying like, I have to care for her and all this. And I'm like, that's a dog though. It's not a child. But she's like, my child. I'm like, no, she's not. She's a dog. You could take that thing out in the desert right now and put a fucking bullet in its head and no one would say a goddamn thing. Can't do that with kids. I can't lock my kid in a kennel. I created my child in my fucking womb and gave birth to it. That's a dog. Scientifically, and he's like, okay, you're right. And I'm like, oh, I'm right. That's why I'm telling you. You think I'm just fuck. The houses don't smell like